Hello, this message is going to be for my Libra people. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Psychic Soul channel. My name is Laura, and I always start my readings off using my deck, the Psychic Soul Healing Oracle deck, which tells us about our karmic themes and our spiritual lessons and, the underlying energy that is stagnant or preventing us from manifesting whatever the situation is happening, maybe manifesting all the way, I should say. A lot of times we don't have a problem manifesting, but what happens is we're either manifesting elements of a situation that we don't want to happen, what we're afraid of happening, or it's again like we get in our own way, we sabotage. So it's again, whatever the spiritual issue is what I like to look at first. And then I'm going to look at the actual situation. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, anything that you need to know about this channel, such as my giveaways, again, the magic word that you're going to say, to put in the description box to get to be a part of my weekly giveaway, which is, you'll win a free reading, or whether you want to book a reading. Everything that you need to know is going to be in that description box down below. And now if you resonate with this video, give me a like, share, subscribe, hit that like button. It's really important to me that you do, because that will allow me to continue to teach and to help people heal the effects of their psychological trauma, because that's what this channel is all about. So we'll tell you of potential outcomes, whether that's for you or for, again, the person that you're thinking about. Again, I said that this message is going to be for Libra. So Libra, you, again, may need to interpret the message as it best resonates for you, because you may find that this message resonates more towards a person that you're connected to than it does for yourself. So you're going to have to flip it or switch it. Again, interpret it the way it resonates best for you. Take what you need, leave the rest. Now also know that this could be a situation that has happened, that will happen, or that's about to happen, because again, energy is fluid. This is a general reading. Again, it's going to be for Libra. Now, cross watchers are more than welcome to, of course, watch and to observe and to take from it what they need. Okay, first card out is Prudence. So Prudence is kind of like docile energy. It's very conservative energy. It's very proper energy. That's that energy.
Okay, I found this on the web for proper energy need.
Okay, I didn't even hit that over there. That's my iPad that just went off. It's like, again, there's some crazy energy going on. Again, spirits in the house. That's what it feels like. It's again, so odd. Didn't even hit that button. Okay, second card out is Detachment. I don't read my cards backwards, so sometimes I'm called to, but not really. Prudence, detachment. So maybe someone is giving very little energy because, again, they have a hard time expressing their feelings or their emotions. Detachment happens from trauma. And it happens a lot of times from disassociation. So which is, I've gone through an experience and I know what I went through, but I forgot details of it. So when we know about shamanism and we know about why we would hire a shaman, the shaman does things like soul retrieval, and with soul retrieval is where parts of ourselves become subconscious. And it's because the trauma was so bad at the time that we became detached. So I feel like automatically, Libra, either you or the person that you're connected to could have been sexually abused. They could have been molested. They could have been, again, grew up with someone that they witnessed that was molested, that there's a lot of trauma here. It's again detachment. And now that's going to be for a selected few. And again, that particular experience, but we can get detachment and have disassociation disorder from things that are not as perceived as traumatically perceived, I should say, as being sexually abused or sexually molested. But understand the mind doesn't know the difference. Trauma is trauma, and it doesn't know the difference whether it happened yesterday, today. It doesn't know the difference whether it was imagined, whether it's real. Again, whether it happened to us or whether it happened to someone that we love. It's again that trauma created detachment and detachment of self. And that is, so there's pieces, which causes this person to be very prudent in the way that they go about their daily routines and what and how they interact with people. Is again release fear and ancestral karma. So as I was saying, like when there's deep-seated trauma, a lot of times it is passed down. And so maybe our parent wasn't sexually abused, but their trauma was so deep-seated that it again would come up in a reading as if there was. And that would be because there was such bad betrayal and victimization at a young age. And that again, some of you could have grown up in an alcoholic family where that there was no one to depend on. Some of you were brought up with one parent that had to work all the time and you needed to fend for yourself. Again, the mind doesn't care about the particular trauma. What our ego cares about the situation. We get caught up in the story, but the story is irrelevant to the mind. The mind just says, this is what happened, this is how I feel about it, and now I've created detachment as a way to survive. And survive emotionally is just as important as mentally, because again, what this could have happened in childhood. This could have happened a really long time ago. And so the energy has never been healed. And that again, the core beliefs that were created from the experience, the behaviorisms that were created from the experience, the habits that were created from the experience. And it's again, so, and they were passed down. Now, passed down as a karmic theme. Again, the experience could be different. It's the same karmic theme that was handed down from ancestry. You have to look again, what was going on collectively when your ancestors were on the planet. If you're of African descent, maybe some of your ancestors were slaves. So again, we can see fear. Why we would again be detached. Why we would be maybe a little timid of why again we would be again I want to make sure that I do things right. Maybe your family wasn't victimized on the cotton field, but maybe they had to come over from overseas again, and as immigrants they came across people that didn't make them feel safe, didn't make them feel welcome, made them feel as if they didn't belong. Again, it doesn't matter what the story was, but the story, again, because this is a general reading, so each and every person is going to have a different story. But the story is trauma, and the trauma created detachment and created, again, someone to be very conservative in the way that they dealt with people and situations, which would be bad if we were going after our dreams. It would be bad if, again, we were if we were really passionate and really wanted to create something, have something, go after something, whether that was a cause, and we're going about it in a prudent way, we're not really, it's not going to be successful for us. Now, it is sometimes important to be prudent in the beginning, but that's not the energy that I'm feeling here. But one more card just to look, timelessness. So again, I'm feeling timelessness is this is a wound that's been for a long time. And when we don't heal our wounds, they are timeless because, again, we're down here in physical form to learn and to manifest. And you're manifesting that you're not separate from unconditional love. Supposed to be learning that you are unconditional love, which is God, which is universe, that you are of universe, that you are connected to your fellow man and to, again, God above that, but understand the detachment that is created because of ancestral karma is passed down for generations. It's timeless, and we play it out in our life unless we integrate the karmic lesson, the spiritual lesson. So we can say again, why would prudent be? But prudent could be, I'm not going to show my feelings. I'm not going to show my emotions. I don't know how I'm feeling. Like again, that this energy is, maybe I grew up where I was supposed to come across this way, but then I have a hard time manifesting. And maybe my parents had a hard time manifesting the type of salary and the type of job and the type of life that they wanted to live because they also went across about it this way. So, it's polite and it's politically correct by my environment for me to act this way, but then I'm pleasing my environment. I'm not really pleasing myself, is what the energy here is. So, and that we could see how would we teach our relationships to treat us if we were going about our life this way? Well, we would teach them that, again, we're so docile in our life and in our interactions that maybe that we're not as secure with ourselves. Maybe again, and maybe that's going to determine the people that come to us. Again, like a magnet, you might say, why do I wind up with someone that's so bossy, someone that doesn't let me have my opinion, someone again that's a little narcissistic? Well, it's again maybe because you're being not standing in your truth enough. Maybe again you're not confident. Maybe again you go about everything very prudently. So it's again that you don't want to be seen as, you have a misperception of what proper is, the proper etiquette is, and it's again which would keep you stuck. Again, because these core beliefs and ancestral karma does exactly that. It makes us detached, and detachment does keep us stuck because we don't know what we feel. We don't know what we feel about a situation. And it's again because we were part of it. If prudent, maybe I don't know enough. Maybe I haven't had enough of my own experiences to know. Let's find out about what the actual situation is, because we know that there's detachment. I'm feeling like it's from deep-seated trauma that's been passed down from ancestral karma. That's again, so maybe it's the karmic theme again that you are inheriting. You are not inheriting the sexual abuse or whatever the situation was that unfolded. You are inheriting the karmic theme, which might have been betrayal, victimization, one that made you get detachment, and detachment keeps us stuck. It keeps us stuck in codependent relationships. It keeps us stuck in staying in bad situations because we're afraid to move on. We'd be afraid to move on because we haven't discovered enough of ourselves yet, which is what I'm feeling. So there's a sense of that somebody hasn't lived enough. So whatever they're with, they're not happy, but they're afraid to move on from it. So they're afraid to move on from a bad relationship. And this is what I'm getting. And so that was, again, something that's handed down from ancestral, again, release fear of ancestral karma. So we a lot of times mirror the same relationships that our parents had. So this could be, again, that I'm not happy in a relationship, but I don't know what else is out there. So, and I haven't lived enough. So, and I don't really know who I am. So I'm stuck. I'm stuck in what I want and to do. It's again because even though I'm unhappy, I know what I have here. I don't know what may happen there. But again, what happens there determines on who you are here. Again, in the now, in the moment, right? Is again because you bring yourself with you. The life doesn't create itself outside, where I feel like this person is kind of putting the cart before the horse. And a lot of people do that. They think if I move, I'm going to create a new life. No, you bring yourself with you. So we wind up manifesting the same experiences. Yes, to move into a new environment can help us see ourselves differently, which allows us to form new behaviorisms and habits, which will manifest as new and different experiences. That does help. But your core beliefs and your habits and your behaviorisms that are sabotaging, um, they come with you. So that's why in AA they call people that move a lot, they say, oh, you pulled the geographical. And they say, oh, you pulled the geographical because the person tried to move and in the hopes that they would change their life, that they would get a new identity. But instead that you bring yourself with you, it keeps you stuck. And you're stuck because again, the detachment is you're detached from self. If you're detached from self, you're not realizing number one, what is the shadow? What's keeping you blocked? And it's because you don't feel, you don't have an emotion, you don't have one feeling or another about it. Detachment makes us have dissociation disorder where you don't really even remember certain parts of the experience that might have been traumatic, that were traumatic at the time, and then they keep replaying within our life, and that trauma keeps on. So then we begin to look for it because again, when experiences that happen that are traumatic, what does it make us do? It makes us say, I don't want that. Again, we get an emotional charge, but then we also don't realize that we're putting our focus on what we don't want. So we wind up creating or manifesting the same undesirable life experience, which is how family karma is repeated. So it's again, we're seeing King of Wands, leadership, upright. That's what the King of Wands is. So we're feeling like again, Libra. Let's see. I like leadership energy. But it's again, then we see a 5 of Wands, conflicts. So I'm actually feeling that this is a situation that actually is playing out a little bit within a work environment for some of you. It's again determination. Yeah. So I'm also feeling like there's some of you Libra, this is what I'm feeling. And this is not a love or really relationship. This is going to be a complete healing message for some, that I'm feeling like some of you grew up in an environment that again, there was past life trauma, ancestral karma that was passed down. Now, a lot of times, again, past life trauma is what determines the family that we're going to be born into, right? Because the family that we're going to be born into is what gives us the spiritual lessons. The environment is what is again creates our spiritual lessons, our perceptions about what we perceive love as, how people should be. It's again, and then when families again are not perfect and they themselves have wounds and they have not integrated, it is we wind up having this reliving their experiences, and this is what I see, which has kept you stuck because we have to release this family karma. So it plays out as detachment. It plays out as being like again prudent within our everyday endeavors, and it's okay to be that way sometimes, but it's not okay to live your life from this standpoint of having to be so conservative. Because again, the wound is timeless, and it's timeless because it's again, we have inherited it, we have it, and we will pass it on, these behaviorisms. So what you see is somebody in your environment sees that now that you're a leader, that you're in the process of breaking this family karma. And that's through your job, that's through your work, that's through becoming of yourself. And that's creating a lot of problems for a lot of people. And it's creating a lot of people because you're changing. And when you change, what happens? Well, when you change, it forces everyone else to change. It forces people to look at themselves, and they have to now assess themselves. But they already had a perception of who they believed that you were, which was most likely, again, this person that wasn't going to do anything, that a person that probably was like a pushover, someone that, again, had this very docile energy. Again, and that the karmic test for you, my friends, Libra friends, is that you had to release fear and ancestral karma. So you've been put in this situation that has outgrown itself because now you have changed. But these people that are around you do not want you to change, which is very common because, again, it was probably codependent on somehow. Somebody is relying on somebody for something, whether that's emotional, mental, financial. It's, again, we have formed these codependent ties with people. So you're determined to, again, to change your situation. But understand, you're always going to get resistance. You're always going to get resistance because the karmic theme is self-love. Also, like, do you love yourself enough to put yourself first? God says, me first. I'm a jealous God. That's through you first. Do you have the determination to get yourself unstuck? It's again where, or you're gonna again like be 10 of Swords, like hurt or pain. I feel like that is not you. I feel like those are the people that are connected to you because you are determined to move forward. You are determined, and it's again gonna get this. So, but someone in this situation is gonna get hurt, and it's all about an ego struggle for these people. They know that they are wrong. So it's, again, you may be in a situation where you're saying, okay, you don't treat me right. I'm like, again, whether that's family, whether that's a past relationship, it's a past connection, but this is not a love romance situation. This is, again, a connection. It could be have played out within a relationship, but not really a good one when there's an ego struggle. So it's, again, so this is all about people that used to deal with you, that perceived you to be a certain way, and you're not that way. And so they're now forced to look at themselves, and they're not happy. They're not happy because they're seeing good things happening for you because you, again, are getting out of this energy. But their ego struggle is like, again, I don't want to see you this way. Again, I believe that I believe even some of you Libras are probably married to someone that, unfortunately, again, and I hate to say it, and my apologies to you guys that have people that are going to pass away, that, again, they believe that they're entitled to money. They're entitled. Maybe it's, again, an ex-wife. Maybe it's an ex. Maybe it's, again, so they're entitled. It could be family that feels like, again, why should you be getting this inheritance? Why should you be? So it's, again, that you are not entitled to what you actually are very entitled to, is what I'm feeling. And they're angry about it. And so, again, 3 of Wands is at the end of a chapter. I feel like, again, they know by you, again, like, you're taking your power back, that you're leaving this situation behind. And I do believe that is essentially what's going to happen, because, like I said, determination, and what does that for you really is the fact that of, like, not wanting to repeat this family karma, not wanting to, like, bring this with you, not wanting to be disappointed Seven of Pentacles, like disappointed. Seven of Pentacles also kind of waiting around for life to change. You're realizing that you're the person that needs to change. That's how we become unstuck. And so, again, these people are seeing the change within you and they're not liking it. Because, again, their perception of who they believe that you were. So, and what you should act. But again, Two of Pentacles is indecisiveness. I feel like they don't really actually know what to do about it. I also believe that there's a part of you that might be unsure of how to handle these people 100%, because now that you're moving on, that you might still have a little guilt. You might have a little, again, because they're karmic. Karmic relationship means that there is some sort of bond there, even if it's a negative bond. That's what karmic relationships are. It's again, Ace of Swords. I believe that they're going to try and communicate with you, but I have to be honest with you. I feel like in the beginning of a relationship, when you walk away, you kind of just need to stay walked away. It's again, because they see your abundance. They see, again, you're the Empress. Libra, you're the Empress. You, again, dug yourself out of the situation. You got yourself unstuck. You created a life for yourself. You dropped the whole how I need to be and stepped into who you are. And again, that changes how people view you. It triggers people. It triggers people not because you're not supposed to do it. It triggers them because, again, that's your spiritual test. Are you strong enough to deal with it? Do you love yourself enough to know that you deserve a better life for yourself? If you do, then again, you have to create that life. And I feel like you've started, but there's still like indecisiveness within your career, whether or not your career is going to come out. And that's really the energy, that there's a sense of moving on and completely cutting people off. And maybe also within your career, you're going to connect to different people. So there isn't really a sense of not having friends or support in that way. But I feel like there's some weird, maybe again, maybe there's a financial tie with you and these people. Maybe there's something. So it's again, it's not about sharing. It's always about building yourself up. So let's look at and ask a few questions about work. Let's see whether or not Libras are going to make more money in work or more money to like help them transcend this situation. Because whenever I see karmic and you're not getting any emotional from it, what is your karmic tie? Why are you not letting go? What is it that you feel obligated to? And this is again the Sun, success. And so it's again worried about money, worried about your success. So it's again, understand that success is an unfoldment process. Okay. It's an unfoldment process because it's again, there's not a, like the way that we heal is the way that we manifest. When you're manifesting your heaven on earth, it's again is going to bring you to situations, people, and things that help you heal, and also going to help redirect you to the way that the universe provides a way where there was no way for you. Okay, it's that you think that you are walking the walk and determining how you're going to manifest your success. You put the energy out there the best way that you know how, but 9 times out of 10, that is not going to be the way that you created your success. So the anxiety that I really feel has nothing to do with financial and really nothing to do with anything else except for you don't have your process 100% down with you're on your path. Meaning maybe there's not enough money coming in. Maybe, and that's because you haven't stepped fully into your path, and that's because you don't know what that is yet. So let's see what this says. Look at this, merciless forgiveness. So also understand that forgiveness is part of this, forgiving these people in order to move forward. We can forgive them a lot easier when we see ourselves differently. Understand when we see ourselves still defective by people that made us feel defective, it's hard for us to integrate the spiritual lesson. So I feel like that's a side note kind of message, like that a lot of you guys need to forgive, because this is played out maybe within your family and then within other people. And there's a sense that it may play out again if you don't integrate the spiritual lesson. So it's not just about that. Again, maybe some of you guys are going on a healer's path. Maybe some of you guys are becoming life coaches and healers, and something having to do within the mental health and the emotional health field. Again, it's about honoring yourself, and we can really find our path and dig deep into our path. Because again, money has no energy except for the energy you give it. So it's again about becoming yourself. And when you become yourself, you're honoring yourself. But understand, honoring yourself, if you realize that there really is an unfoldment process where, again, the universe is bringing you people, situations, experiences that are changing your mind and your heart, that are making you change, making you be different, which help you manifest what you're trying to create. If you try and just say, I want to change myself to heal so I can create, we can't do it. It's again, the answer lies in our passion. It's again, I didn't even, like, you saw that. I just flipped it over. Again, our passion. It's the Promethean fire is that passion for life. It's that energy that stirs up inside of us. And then when we channel it, we can channel it into purpose. And that's the only energy, by the way, that helps us transcend fear. The only energy that helps us transcend fear. So it's again, there's a sense of, and it helps us become the vibration of passion, right? Which is love. And so, or a form of love, which helps us attract love. So it kind of takes us out of this stuck energy. There's a lot of people like, how am I going to get unstuck? How am I going to forgive? These are hard spiritual lessons, forgiveness and stuck. It's like we can be stuck in being mad and I can't forgive. Well, the answer is, again, your passion. It's again to honor yourself. And again, the sun is all about your passion. Again, it's the fun, it's the happiness, it's again good times, it's playfulness, it's again, your wealth is there, and it's to release this aggressive, angry, pushy energy. It's again, or to be able to deal with aggressive people, which I believe is what you're dealing with. People that would like to still continue to see yourself as limited when you're not limited. They want to continue to kind of like, be aggressive, to steamroll you, meaning you don't have an opinion. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to treat you like you're non-existent because this is what makes me feel good. But I see that you're changing and I don't really like this change, because it gives me a lot of anxiety. And so don't let their energy keep you stuck. It's again, step into your passion. It's again, your mind can't be in two places at one time, Libra. It's again, you put your mind into your passions. Your passions create your bliss, right? Because you're living your bliss, because you're doing what you love, you're giving and receiving of love. That takes you away from this pain. Now let's see what your people are going to do. Let's see what they think. I'm just curious. I mean, that's like getting into the ego now, because we really shouldn't care, but like we kind of want to care, because there is a human part of ourself. There is a dust part of self, and the dust part of self is that ego part of self that says, well, now that I move away and I change my life, what's going to happen with these people? What is going to happen? So what's going to happen is, again, like self-awareness is what we see, right? Again, with the Chariot, it's all about, but it also makes us move forward. So I feel like for you, you move forward in your life, and for them, it makes them look at themselves. Where it's again, that I'm sure that they don't want to look at themselves, right? I mean, but healing, the first part of healing is we need to look at ourselves. So you might have been the catalyst for the whole cluster of people. And this is what it says again when in the Bible it says, God uses the most broken to display his glory, right? So I'm feeling that type of vibe here. And I'm feeling that type of vibe because everyone had this perception of you that you were broken. You believed that you were broken yourself. It made you very prudent. It made you very docile. It made you, again, not step into your truth. And then you got into your passion and you began to create your life. Then again, people see this. They have a problem with you making your life better. You're saying, why is this a problem? And it's a problem because it creates self-awareness for them. It's again where if you're this person, then who am I? Wait a minute, I thought that you were this, or I don't like that. It's again, it's waking up their wounds, their traumas, and really that's what life really here. Life is a school. But unfortunately, you don't get the lesson first, you get the test first. And so the lesson here is that you walked away, that you had to love yourself, that you needed to say, I am not who you tell me I am. I am who I am, and maybe I don't know who I am, but I figured out who I am by creating myself. And that created self-awareness for you. That created a lot of negative energy for you. So how should you deal with it? I'm curious. Let's pull from two different decks. Determination. So it's again, determination, like keep on moving forward. And also let's pull from a different deck to change the energy a little bit. Let's see, again, what else should you do? What else should you do? Hunt. So it's again, I would say, obviously that's not hunt, but it's hunt to go out and look for new opportunities. It's about being grounded, being in the body, because again, only in the now can you get divine guidance through gut intuition, inner knowing. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. If I'm in my passion, it means that I'm grounded and I'm interactive in life. I'm interactive in what I'm trying to create for myself. So I'm connecting to different people. It means I need to, again, be out on the stakeout to find what's going to resonate with me, what's going to grow me, what's going to change me, what's going to heal me, what's going to bring me out of this energy. Because the answer resides inside. It's again, I change my outer world by changing my internal world, and that's through creating myself. So I can't do that if I'm never inspired. I can't do that if I have a very limited perception of what's out there. I need to see what actually resonates with me, what works for me. And that's, again, a hunt. That's, again, going out and looking. What else? Family. It's, again, so it's to rely on, and family might not mean family. It might mean the people that have come into your life that you consider family. For me, my dad had cancer 9 times. My mom was mentally sick. She tried to kill me several times. I wrote a book about it, Healing the Effects of Psychological Trauma. My family was not my family. My family was the people that I worked with at the hair salon when I was a kid and cutting hair. My family was the people that I went to school and the close friends and the families that invited me into their home. And then I created my own family that created roots. Family is where you can create roots. So that is, again, it's may not be blood, but it's people that you rely on. And if you don't have any, then it's saying create family, and then you create the family through, again, the hunt, through creating yourself. You're meeting people, situations, experiences that are feeding you, that are healing you. Part of your transformation, understand this, is not just about making money. It's about seeing successful relationships, integrating spiritual lessons where you become empowered, where you see yourself differently. That's what this story here is about. This is what this message is about for Libras, okay? Or if you're a cross watcher, maybe you're connected to a Libra that you're like, I'm kind of feeling like that. And guess what? You may not even be one of these zodiacs and wind up listening to this and say, I wind up feeling this. I may resonate with this. And the reason why is because the spiritual message goes to who needs to hear it. And that's again how energy goes, just like when we're on the hunt, right? When we're on the hunt, we're seeing the signs and the symbols that are guiding us, that we're not in charge of, again, how we manifest. We're allowed to say what we want to manifest. We're allowed to say the type of life we want to live, but we're not allowed to determine what gets us there, because that's the divine. That's the connection between you and the divine. Because again, the divine is going to direct you in the moment, in the now. And that's how you're living your bliss. This is not a mental process, Libra. This is about, again, the emotional. You don't need to think your way out of getting away from this situation. You need to get into your passion, because then your focus is going to be on that. The intention is going to be on that. You're going to be feeding that. That creates a life force. That's how you transcend out of this situation. Now, I hope that was helpful. Now, if it was, remember, Libra, I'm expecting you to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Again, subscribers allow me to continue to do what I love to do. All right, guys. Until next time, be true to you. Love yourself. The kingdom of God's inside of you. And again, when you love yourself and you become that vibration, you attract the vibration. Now, understand also, people, real quick, God is just love, and love is, again, the universe, and we all have love inside of us. So again, to become love is the answer to connecting and to really transcending all your wounds. All right, guys. Bye-bye.